The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Greetings, everybody, and welcome to this webinar. We have people still coming in. This is going to be a hot webinar tonight. I'm really excited for this, and you should be too. We have ptrchw on the line, Diamond Consultant with MOBE, and he's going to teach us a little bit about Facebook Messenger bot marketing. Some of you might be familiar with it. Some of you might be totally new to this idea. I'll tell you, in the last probably week or so, I just made my first sale from a Facebook Messenger bot funnel. And basically, the entire process was completely automated. He's going to go into how that's possible. It was one of the coolest sales I've ever made, I think. So what I want to do, first of all, is raise your hand real quick. Can you hear me? Is my voice coming in loud and clear? No static. I see those hands. Thank you, Amy, Ann, Cheryl, Dan, Daniel, Dan, Debbie. Good to see you, Dan. Haley, Janet, Jennifer, John. Thanks for the hands. Mary, Rick, and Nella, Scott. Good to see you, Scott. Okay, so thank you, everybody. And Peter is, well, he'll give you kind of his results, an extraordinary consultant with MOBE, and he's going to give you a lot of value tonight. And just so you're all aware of what's actually happening here, we're revamping the Traffic Masters Academy course. It's a course that's been sold in MOBE for years and years, and we just want to bring kind of the latest, greatest traffic techniques to you. We want to be able to provide you with what's actually working as of today in this very moment, and what's going to work in years to come in this case. So this is going to put you really on the cutting edge. If there's something that we're teaching in Traffic Masters Academy that's going to be applicable for years, it's definitely what you're going to hear tonight. So this is great stuff, and well done on being on this call. The really big benefit of coming out to these live is we're going to do a Q&A as we go. So basically how it's going to work is along the way, you can ask me questions. My name is Matt Heltzel. I'm a traffic coach with MOBE. You can ask me questions, and I will either kind of just respond to you in the chat, or if it's more specifically to what Peter has to share, I will store that question and we'll save it for the end in a Q&A section. So send those to me as we're going. Hey, I didn't understand this piece. What's going on with that exactly? And then just so you're all aware, just a real quick update. Tomorrow, excuse me, Tuesday, January 30th at 8 a.m., we're doing a sort of warm marketing, personal contact marketing webinar with Kim Willis. And I just took a peek at what he's going to be teaching. His ad budget is extraordinarily low. And I believe that he's already crossed over $300,000 in MOBE. Don't quote me on this number, but I think he said $300,000 in MOBE with less than $20,000 of ad spend. So I know for sure as a traffic coach, some of you have a very limited ad spend. Tomorrow, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll see who wants to wake up and earn. You could show up, and I will give you links to those in our chat here in just a second, as well as at night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so the exact same time right now, tomorrow, 24 hours from now, we're going to be going through using Facebook to promote the 21-step offer with Gabe and Blessing Akemzi, and they are six-figure earners in under 6 months using the exact strategies that we teach in traffic coaching, exactly. And they have some incredible insights into Facebook marketing. You're going to love it. So we have that. We have a few more on Wednesday. Stay tuned to the MOBE community Facebook group for the links for that. And I'm going to post, as we just get started here, I'm going to post those links in our chat so you guys can have those and sign up as well. So thanks again for coming out. We have ptrchw on the line. Can you, Peter, just say hello real quick, and then I want everybody to raise your hand and let him know that you can hear him okay?
Hello, hello.
You guys can hear Peter okay? I see that hand, see the hands.
Everyone.
Perfect. All right, we are good to go. We have lots of attention. So, okay, everybody, I'm going to hand this over to Peter. We are going to rock and roll, and yeah, take it away, Peter.
Okay, cool. Welcome. I'm super grateful to be able to be here as part. We are basically making history. This little brand new project of redoing the Traffic Masters Academy, spearheaded by Matt, is super exciting, and I am really, really humbled to be able to be part of it because I'm sharing stage with 6-7 figures earners who has really superpower to share with everyone. Okay, let me just get started. I don't want to take too much time going into that. Okay, who am I? My name is Peter, and let me just show you a quick roundup about where I come from. This is the little government flat that I came from. I grew up here. This is in a little town, in a little city in Ipoh, Perak, in Malaysia, and this is a set of 26 blocks parallel to each other that is known to be infested with drug addicts. We grew up with drug addicts. They climb up to the roof and they do their fakes. They sleep on the staircase. It's a walk-up 5-story flats. Okay, it's filthy. It's small. It's a one-room flat, and you cannot even raise the voice because the neighbors will hear everything that you say. So this is where I grew up. Okay, we have nothing. We were really poor. And prior to joining MOBE, so that's fast forward to about 40 years. I was an SVP of user experience and creative services with a fintech company. I was also an award-winning creative and art director, startup entrepreneur. So I go through many things throughout my life. I was also a flight attendant for 12 years, and started off. I didn't believe it until I started creating these slides that I was a door-to-door encyclopedia salesman. I traveled throughout Malaysia. My parents is still my mom is still in Malaysia. I'm a Singaporean now. I live in Singapore, and imagine me walking around, knocking door to door, and trying to sell the most difficult thing to sell in the world, encyclopedias. And I did that for a few months. It's crazy. And one of the things that I remember clearly was being chased by dogs, and it wasn't really funny at all. Okay, so my rock bottom moment, right? Basically, about mid 2016, the fintech company that I was working with, is one of the highest funded fintech company in Singapore. It won multiple awards and is really on the verge of great things. But we had a very funny team of management and CEOs that gamble the future of the company by putting everything into the IPO. And when the IPO failed, everything just collapsed. And beginning June 2016, people were being let go. And I was also one of the guy who was let go. But while I was serving my notice, they quickly realized that I was one of the people there that they could not do without. So they offered me something to stay back. So I stayed back. And again, in 2017 January, I was let go. And at that time, I still need to serve my notice, 3 months notice until April, and I wasn't paid my salary since January 2017, so I was still owed money, and it was really, really a very difficult time for me because I was really struggling to put food on the table for my family. So it was really my rock bottom moment. Okay, so what's the journey with MOBE so far? This is a brief history of my 10 months with MOBE. And I started in March 2017. The biggest commission was 19K. I began to hit my first 4-figure milestones in my second month and my 5-figure milestone in my third. I qualified for my silver tuition reimbursement on my fourth and titanium on my fifth, hitting my 50K milestones in my sixth. Then I started hosting my first Elite Earners webinar in my 8th month, and the second one on my 10th. I started speaking at Supercharge Summit Singapore on the 10th as well, and I'm going to Sydney and Hong Kong next month and the month after to continue my journey in 2018 with MOBE. So this has been a really, really exciting journey for me. My results is really nothing to shout about. I'm 10 months in, and it's 70K, and it's nowhere near where I want to be. And I really have high goals for myself. But then I started looking at the industry statistics. Okay, 70% makes zero income in the online affiliate marketing business, and only 2% makes 1,000 to 5,000 a month. So looking back, this month alone, I already close to hitting $9,000. So that actually puts me in the 0.59% of the industry statistics. So basically, the message here is this: celebrate all our small wins because they all add up to our achievement, and from there we get to build our brand, our story. So never look down on your small wins. And by the way, I'm only 10 months in. Basically, you look at the stats, the track history of all those people who are really making a lot of money in MOBE. They struggle in the initial year or two. It usually takes them 2 to 3 years before they can make some serious money in. uh, I can see the trend is changing right now, where the mentorship is really pushing people to achieve new heights in a very short period of time. So that is happening with MOB, and thanks to MOB for the mentorship program. That is really going to help a lot of newbies to achieve greater results. But generically, um, people will need about 2 3 years before they really hit the big time. So this is a very interesting book that I want to share with you by Gary Vaynerchuk. And during mid of last year, you know, when we first started in this business, we were so excited. We want to share everything that we know about MOBE. And we started posting things on Facebook, and we started running our ads using our raw affiliate links and things like that. We just, join us, join me, and things like, and it becomes so salesy. I didn't realize it at the moment, and it becomes apparent because we learned that Facebook is very much against such things, and our ads will get suspended or not approved if we are going to be too salesy and talk about nothing but make money, make money, make money. So this book changed my outlook and my direction in life, in that it is all about jab, 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 and right hook. What is jab? Jab is basically giving value, giving value, giving value. And right hook is earning the right to make a request for a sale. It's not even demanding a sale. It's not even expecting a sale. It's just earning the right to ask for a sale. Okay. So from that moment onwards, I have basically shifted all my energy into providing value, providing value, providing value, and not even consider about sale. Because you know what, the whole presentation today is all about leverage, which I'll go into a little bit more later. And it's all about leveraging the MOBE system. We are plugging into the MOBE system, and the MOBE will have the sales team and the overall infrastructure to do the sale. So we don't need to even worry about the sale. We just need to plug in. And how do we plug in? Is by building ourselves, building our brand, building our name. And we can't do that if we don't give value, if we don't think about the audience. We don't think about what they want, what they're looking for. Not what we want and what we are looking for, but what they want, and we produce content to satisfy them. And this little guy is what drives me. Everything that I'm doing right now is for him, for his future. What I wanted to do is just to build a legacy that I can leave for him. And it's basically, he is a driving force for me to do what I do. So the topic today is basically all about leverage. Okay, it's about maximizing our probability of success on limited resources. Now, I don't have to go into the meaning of leverage. Everyone knows that. The first thing we need to leverage on is about our self-awareness. What do I mean by that? It's about being aware of who we are, what our core competencies are, and identify the area of our genius. Where is our passion? What we are good at. It's not just when someone tells you that, okay, Facebook ads works because almost everyone else makes money on Facebook. You should just forget about all other traffic channels and just learn Facebook. But that will be a stretch if you are technically challenged, but your skill sets are with people. You are very good at connecting with people, but you are really, really bad at technology. So that will be a real challenge for you to start your business with MOBE if you follow that. So it's all about knowing what you are good at, what you are passionate about. Because I tell you, if you're not passionate about what you do, and every morning you wake up and you just think about, oh man, another day I have to go and look into Facebook ads, and it's so difficult, and I keep getting my ads suspended and not approved. It is no fun. If it is not fun, you will not wake up the next morning to do this, right? So imagine what you will be motivated to wake up every morning to do it over and over and over again. Then that is the secret recipe to your success. Again, so look at these leaders, right? This basically just shows and proves that there's no one single method, and there's no one single traffic mastery that you need to focus on, because uh, it depends on your core strength, right? Like Steven Bransfield is a master of Facebook ads. Everyone knows that. He made 3.6 million this last year. That's crazy. Carolina Nilan, wonderful on YouTube, right? Mike and Mike, CPA. Alex Ram, we sell good traffic and follow up. Fiza Sengel started with Facebook sharing, and he built his business just by sharing on Facebook. It's not even Facebook ads. That's really another amazing thing, right? So Tim Donovan's solo ad. So if a lot of people say solo ad doesn't work, solo ad doesn't work, solo ad doesn't work. But it just means that you haven't cracked solo ads. It just means that maybe solo ads is not right for you. If you tell that to Tim Donovan that solo ads doesn't work, he'll laugh at you. Correct? So basically, like what I say, know where your core strengths are. Like for instance, if for Icon, she's good at connecting with people. You tell her to do any other things, it's going to be a stretch. But if it's all about connecting with people, warm market, she's the queen of warm market. Everyone knows that, right? So again, John, blogging. He's a king of blogging. Then we have Evan Chia. Evan Chia is a businessman, and he has many other programs. And he basically made 600 over 1,000 doing this as a side income, as a side business, and not even promoting 21 steps or MTDB per se, but rather giving it as a bonus to people going into his business system. Right, so there's so many channels available to us. We just need to identify what you're good at, that you'll be passionate about. Okay, but we also always be open to what your coach tells you, because there is an element of truth that Facebook really works, because really a lot of people in MOBE makes more money on Facebook faster than any other channels. Okay, so basically it's do practical. And the romantic, you know what is romantic? Let me go through. Lamborghini is romantic. Private jet is romantic. The mansion, buying a mansion by the sea is romantic. The nomadic lifestyle, jet set lifestyle is romantic. It's all marketing spin. The 2 hours workday. If you spend 2 hours workday, yes, you don't get there today. You may get there 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road. You have to work at it to be good, to build your own system so that it automatically works. Even you don't need to work on it every day, but you have to hustle. You have to work on it every single day, and it can be 4 hours, it can be 5 hours, it can be 8 hours, it can be 16 hours. It depends on how much effort you put in. The amount of effort you put in is you get the results commensurate with the effort you put in. What you sow, you harvest basically. Laptop at the beach. You have seen this many times. People have been using this like crazy to sell the lifestyle that you can work your business at the beach. Have you ever tried bringing a laptop to the beach and try working? You can't even see the screen. Okay, so just understand that all these are all shiny objects. These are um, these are the things that are not going to push you through when you face an obstacle, to get you right back up when you face an obstacle in your business. The only thing that is going to get you through is you must understand your purpose and your why. Okay, and not be side blinded by the marketing spin of getting a Lamborghini. And fail often, fail fast, because failing is something that you will face a lot and a lot and a lot. Okay, just don't let that stop you. And you can't put, well, basically this is a Russian saying. If you are not sure what you wanted to do, if you need to make a decision, you're not sure which way to go, just choose one and go with it. And then we see what happens, and then you adjust, you make another decision, and you carry on. Okay, don't let that stop you. Right, this is basically the go-to slogan for entrepreneurs. There's no excuse. You either have results or a story. When you have results, you don't need a story. When you have a story or an excuse, that means you don't have results. Okay, now the second thing that I want to talk about leverage is knowing your numbers. Numbers will be the blueprint to your goals. And what do I mean by that? Just understand that it all adds up. Like for instance, when a diamond person, a lead comes in and purchase a diamond, usually that means if it is a brand new lead, that person will have to purchase silver, titanium, platinum as well. So basically, it all adds up, right? So diamond alone is 10,000 commission, but if he or she comes in and purchase the whole set, your commission is 20,050. So if you are a diamond, focus on diamond. If you're a platinum level, focus on platinum. If you're a titanium, focus on titanium. You're getting every sale 4,550. Let's move on. Now the goal, if you have a goal of $1 million a year, so let's break that down to 50 diamond sales a year, 100 platinum sales a year, and so forth. And the goal per month, breaking it further down, is 83,333. And that it means 4 diamond sales, 8 platinums, 19 titanium, 67 silver. That makes it a little bit more practical. That makes it a little bit more achievable. Okay, it's all about knowing your numbers. Break it down further into weeks and you get these numbers. I'm not going to go too deep into this because basically I don't want beginners, consultants to start off with a $1 million goal. Let's start off with something more practical, which is $100,000 a year. Okay, and that means only 5 diamond sales a year, 10 platinums, 22 titaniums, 80 silver. Okay, per month is 1 diamond at 1 HPS every 2 months, 1 platinum every month at the HPS, because HPS is where the conversion happens, is where the magic happens. Okay, 2 titanium sales every month and 7 silver sales every month. Okay, per week, break it down further, it's 1 diamond sales at the HPS every 9 weeks. If you're a titanium, you only need to worry about getting 1 sales every 2 weeks and 1.5 sales silver every week. So that's how you break down your number so that it makes it bite-sized chunk so that you can really easily digest it and work towards hitting that goal. Matt always talks about looking at his screen, looking at the statistic, looking at the numbers, the performance, and then drilling down into what is achievable and what is not achievable, and then taking the necessary actions to hit those numbers. Okay, so $50,000 a year is even easier to achieve. Okay, break it down into half of that is basically 40 silver sales a year or 3 silver sales per month. Or if you're a diamond, it's 1 diamond sales every 6 months. That's crazy. It's easy. Okay, so don't forget that there's another thing that is available to us, because you just you remember that if you're silver, all we need to do is do 2 sales and we will have our ROI back, because 2,497 investment, every sale we make 1,250, 2 sales is 2,500. That is ROI on the first level. Diamond, you need 3. Platinum, you need 3. Titanium, you need 3 to break even. That means we get back the commission to ROI back our investment. Whoops. Okay, so then this is where the next ROI comes in, which is the 100% tuition reimbursement. 5 sales in a year. And if you have already done 2 silver in the first phase, you only need 3 more. You have done 3 titanium, 3 platinum, and 3 diamonds to hit your first ROI. You only need 2 more, and this is 100% investment reimbursement on the second level in terms of ROI. So keep that in mind. This is a very good program to take advantage of, and I don't believe in the industry there's any other company that is offering this. So this is very powerful. Now the question is, what do I need to do to put enough people into each IMF workshop every week in order to have people sign up for each respective HBS? This is what I do. I basically plot everything into my calendar. I know every month on the weekly basis where is the IMF going to happen, and also know when the HBS is going to happen. It's all about selecting or choosing the city to promote and getting enough registrations into the IMF so that the certain percentage you move on and register for the HBS. It's all about moving leads from IMF into HBS. Okay, because HBS is where the magic happens, like I said before. So let's drill a little bit deeper into I Am Freedom Workshop. I Am Freedom Workshop is another system by the company, by MOBE. It's pretty much an ecosystem that works on its own, where MOBE takes care of the presentation, the hotel reservation, the after sales, not after sales team, the event sales team, all the logistics, the sales, everything is taken care of. All we need to do is plug in. That means we bring people into the workshop, and they will take care of everything, including converting them to purchase the ticket to HBS. Okay, I Am Freedom Workshop. One of the best way to promote is Facebook ads. There's no two ways about that, because it's faster, it's more scalable, it's basically allows very targeted audience. There's no other platform that allows that type of targeted audience, because you want to target the city around the hotel, the area around the hotel where people go to. Okay, so MOBE live events. Now this is the flow of what is going to happen when people goes to I Am Freedom Workshop. It's all about getting them to purchase a ticket for the Home Business Summit. And Home Business Summit is where the conversion happens. Okay, I put Supercharge Summit up there. It's just a representation of live events, because at all live events the conversion is the highest. So getting people to live event is basically put us in the best possibility for success, because conversion happens there. All right, so the most people convert to from silver to titanium to platinum to diamond. Even mentorship, now we have 100K mentorship, 50K, 25K, that helps a lot. This is what happens. Now moving one step back, how to promote I Am Freedom Workshop with Facebook ads. So the flow is very simple. We always start off with a Facebook ad. And the Facebook ad is basically linked to a captured page, which is a landing page or a squeeze page. And within there, there's a button that basically allows the lead to click and provide us with the name and the email address and whatever not, and we capture that in our autoresponder and we move them to the I Am Freedom registration page. Whether it is automatic or it is manually done, there's different ways to learn how to do this, the different methods, but the flow is such, okay, from ads to capture page to I Am Freedom Workshop registration. And by the way, as you can see here, you will begin to see that the consultant system, which is our system, the system that we need to build. Remember all I was talking about was leverage, and we leverage on systems. The system that as a consultant that we need to build is basically Facebook's ads, ClickFunnels, capture pages, and autoresponder. I will go a little bit deeper into those items later. And the MOBE ecosystem is basically what happens when they go into the registration with MOBE. So everything else will be handled by MOBE after that. Okay, this is a sample of a pro version of the IMF funnel that you will get when you are in the mentorship program. It's all pre-built, it's all done for you, and it's proven to work. Okay, so there are two pages, capture page. The first level is where they put in the information, and after that, you go to a thank you page, and from the thank you page, it will be captured into the autoresponder, and the consultant, which is us, will follow up accordingly, and MOBE will also follow up accordingly in terms of doing the reminders and follow up. Okay, the third thing that we can leverage on are platforms like Facebook Messenger marketing, and this is really interesting because it's going to be the next big wave for marketers like us. Facebook Messenger marketing is brand new. Okay, it's just only beginning to get our attention last year, 2017, and already Facebook has been testing on different platforms in different way, and they are started promoting messages on Messenger as an alternative way to build your campaign. It doesn't need to be just leads, it doesn't need to be just traffic, it doesn't need to be just conversion, but there's a new category called messages. So sales funnel overview, this is what happens. Okay, so this is another way to just solidify the idea that there is a consultant system. There's also the MOBE ecosystem, and the MOBE ecosystem is the leverage that we just need to plug in. Okay, our system that we need to build is very simple: the Facebook's part, the landing page part, and the autoresponder part. It's like a trinity of services that we need to build. Everything else will be taken care of by MOBE. Facebook ad moves the lead to the landing page. We capture their information into the autoresponder. The autoresponder will automatically queue up a series of emails, follow-ups, like welcome reminders, give value, and make an offer like that to the leads. And they come in to the I Am Freedom Workshop right in the middle. And from the I Am Freedom Workshop, they are going to be sold the Home Business Summit tickets. Or if they leave the event without buying the Home Business Summit program, they are going to be given the 21-step system. The 21-step system will put them into the MOBE ecosystem, where they are going to be exposed to our core foundation, the 21 steps, which is a very good training program, basic training program. And it all helps in, it's multiple layers in the sales system that MOBE has prepared. That's why I call it the MOBE ecosystem. It basically works, okay, to convert a lead into a customer. Okay, so drilling a little bit deeper, remember the triangle. The three things that we need to build is Facebook ads, opt-in page, and thank you page, which is the same thing. In terms of we only use two industry standard, the top of the line solutions or tools out there, which are lead pages or ClickFunnels. You can use either of these one to build your capture page. Okay, when it comes to Facebook ads, Well, there's only one platform. Go to Facebook. You have to create a business manager account. From the business manager account, you need to set up your ads account. And from the ads account, you create your campaigns. All right. So when it comes to autoresponder, we have many alternatives, many choices. GetResponse is a popular one. Aweber is a popular one. Okay, then there are other systems out there like Twilio. Twilio is an additional add-on where we use texting, okay, to communicate, do reminders, to 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 get to know them, to reach out to them, so that the more we have more additional touch points with the contact, with the audience, with the lead, the more they will show up at the IMF events. Okay, it's just additional services that we can do. Zapier is an interesting software solution that allows two different platforms that doesn't talk to each other to begin to talk to each other. Like for instance, lead pages or ClickFunnels may not be able to talk to Twilio directly, or it may not be able to talk to integrate with Aweber directly. With Zapier, it comes in and it fill the gap and is able to pull information from one platform and fill the information into another platform. So that's the power of Zapier. The other one is the octopus down here. Is basically a chatbot. Okay, there are many different options available. I will go into that the options later on in one of the slides, but this is a representative of chatbots, and chatbots is getting really interesting in the industry, and chatbots allows you to do a lot of things in terms of automating your processes, and I will show you what I do. It's really interesting. So to put it into perspective, everything that we're talking about, the individual software, individual platforms, and individual things that we need to build, it all think about it like this. Each and every one of them forms the foundation or the platform of a car, okay, of the vehicle. They all work together seamlessly, and they will provide you with the proper foundation and proper platform where your vehicle is built. To me, the vehicle is MOBE. And the three things that we need to build, which is autoresponder, Facebook ads, as well as the capture page, are basically the steering wheel, the instruments panel, and the gear shift, okay, system. So basically, when we put these three things and plug into the whole system, it becomes the vehicle that takes us from point A to point B to our business, build our business. Okay, so Facebook ad messages is basically a new platform. And Facebook has opened up their messaging platform, which is Messenger, to be able to be used by marketers and people as a way to reach out and communicate with the audience. Okay, it's just a platform, and messaging platforms is really getting hot recently because Facebook officially owns WhatsApp, if you don't know that, and they have been secretly testing adding WhatsApp as an additional messaging platform in the Facebook ads. It's not available in all countries. It's only being tested in several countries, and we just need to wait until when that happens. When it get launched throughout internationally. And Facebook is continuously testing new ad format. And it basically, this is one of the most exciting channel available in the industry right now, as I'm talking about Facebook ads, because it is always reinventing itself. It is always making new inventions and innovations, and it makes, although on one hand makes our job to create campaigns a little bit more difficult, but on the other hand, if you know what they're doing and you know what you're doing, you're able to take advantage of all the changes that is happening, you will be one of the people who will crush it with Facebook ads. Okay, even Skype is bought by Microsoft. So messaging platforms are here to stay, and they are now beginning to be taken advantage of as a marketing platform. Okay, what is messaging marketing? Messages marketing. It's all about relationship. It's all about respect marketing. It's all about automation, AI. Know that Facebook protects their audience and the customers really well. Even if they open up a messenger platform as a marketing platform for us, there are certain rules in place that we cannot do, that we cannot overstep, because the moment we overstep, they will ban us. It's all good because they are doing this to protect the interests of their customer base. Okay, it's all about respecting the customer. And if we come from the space where, when we are doing our marketing, our promotion, our campaign, as long as we respect the people on the other end, our audience, you are fine. Just learn that skill. We are fine, because it's all about building relation. You cannot build a relationship without respecting the other party. So if you ask me, this is a very good progress in the industry. It's all about giving value and instant gratification, because automation allows people to really quickly interact with each other. It's about building relationship, and it's about user experience. It allows a way for the user to experience the overall marketing process, the sales process, in a different way that is unavailable um, from other channels, especially email marketing. Okay, let's look at how good they are comparing to email marketing. As you know, email marketing isn't really that great. It's not like 2006 where opening rate is 90%, 80%. I remember when I was running my digital agency, I was doing email marketing for my clients, and we have 70% open rates, and that was really, really good back in the days. But nowadays, if you're happy to get 30% open rate, and you're happy to get 1 to 3% click-through rate, and that is really, really low, and that's how the industry has come to be. And comparing to messages platform, or the messaging platform, um, the statistics basically just blows email marketing out of the water, because we are getting really, really high open rates as well as click-through rate, and that's what we want, right? That's so difficult to achieve with email marketing. So let's talk about chatbots. And chatbots is basically automation. Bots for Messenger. Now, I've mentioned before, there are many options available, and you can test them out all if you like to. And the one that I'm going to focus on today is ManyChat, because I'm familiar with ManyChat. I have been using ManyChat for a while now, and it's really interesting. It's a very powerful platform. It is also still in its infancy, and it's going to grow. Okay, it has a relationship with Facebook, and Facebook allows ManyChat to integrate with the ad platform. This is audience on ManyChat. That means everybody who click on our ad, who comes to our flow, our automated flow, will become an audience. And this is where we have all the information directly captured from Facebook. So it's really interesting. And this is a live chat on ManyChat. And it means that automatically, once I build everything up nicely, and someone clicks on my ad, it goes into my chatbot, and my chatbot will automatically communicate with them without me doing anything. Okay, this is so powerful. And again, monitor the conversation as it's going on. Okay, before I proceed with this, just know that everything that I've shared before the chat Facebook Messengers platform are all, the leveraging on knowing your numbers, the leveraging on being self-aware, what is your area of expertise or passion, and things like that. Those are meant for useful for beginners. Everything else on chatbot is more useful for advanced consultant. And uh, take this as what is possible, what is happening in the industry, because you cannot move on in the social network in 2018 without knowing what is happening in the industry, what is hot and what is going to be big. Messaging platform as a marketing platform is going to be huge. Okay, mark my word for it, and it's going to be huge in 5 to 7 years time. Okay, and it's only beginning. Let's get back to this. Flows on ManyChat. Now, flows are basically the system automation, the sequences that we built. There are many sequences. There are many ways. There's basically unlimited ways for us to build a system, an automation, or an AI. Okay, it's just custom data capture. So whenever someone connects with us through this system, through the chatbot, I can capture the information through the Facebook. I can put taggings that I know at which stage this person is at, whether they have expressed interest in registration but haven't gone through registration, or they have already completed the registration, and which city they have registered for, and whether they have downloaded certain things that I'm offering to them, certain bonuses or stuff like that. So every step of the way, I can tag them. It's one of the easiest way to do tagging. Going back to our autoresponder, I started off with Aweber, and Aweber is known to be, I don't know, maybe I'm not really good at Aweber. I found it super hard to do tagging and segmentation and grouping, and I still haven't mastered that yet. Over here is really, really simple and it's really, really easy. Okay, growth tools on ManyChat is basically the tools that you can build to integrate into Facebook ads. For instance, you can build a button as a widget. You can build a layer pop-up box that comes out, in your web page, or you can do landing pages that you just drive people to, and the automated chatbot will take care of everything else. It's really powerful. Excuse me while I take a sip of water. Okay, for Facebook ads, JSON, growth tools are usually the things that we do. So what happens is that we build a series of conversation. It can be as simple set as what I'm showing you on the screen, or it can be a complicated full steps, 10 steps, 20 steps sequence where it takes care of everything from start to finish. Or it can be a simple one small module, and which can connect to another module, which can connect to another module, depending on where they choose to go. It's really, really powerful. Okay, the script looks like this. It's cryptic. Doesn't need to worry about that. But these are the JSON code, the scripts that you need to copy and paste into the campaign, the ads. Okay, the creative. Over here, this should be familiar to you. And there's two ways that you can do that. You can use standard. Now, standard doesn't need us to put in JSON scripts. You just use the very basic messenger platform from Facebook. You can basically just go with that. It's very simple to set up. But the problem with that is not extensive. It's not really automated, and it's not as powerful as a third-party solutions, because a third-party solutions allows us to do many things, including um, putting images and making downloadable files available. Okay. So this is a sample opt-in page, landing page that we can create. So this screens over here basically shows within ManyChat you can create in such a way that there's also a mock-up screens on the side that shows you how it looks like. So as you build, this is what we call VisiWig. Okay, what you see is what you get when you build something. You get to see how it looks like on the mobile platform. All right, so this is really, that means it basically means it's easy to use and very similar to Facebook ads. Let me go back a few slides where we have a preview on the right hand side as well. Okay. Landing page. This is a slightly complicated one, but it's very advanced. Whereas I have many linkages. This is one of those. I'm going to show you my screens a little bit later. This is one of those sequences where I use one chatbot to do registration, automated registrations for a series of cities. That means I cover not only a single city, but allows the user to select the cities they are interested in or they are in, and by selecting the city, it will lead to the correct information of the event and the location and the dates, and from there they will go into the registration proper, where every single step is taken care of by the robot, by the chatbot. Okay, and every step of the way, you see this yellowy smaller text up here. These are where I tag uh, a step. When someone takes this step, I tag them to be a certain way. Like for instance, once they completed the registration, which is here, I tag them as registration complete. So I know I have a proper segmentation of people who completed the registration. It's really good. This is a bigger view of what it looks like, but don't get put off by this. This is, although it's technical, that's why I say it's for more advanced consultant. But once you get the gist of it, once you know how to do this, or you can even outsource, it basically automates a certain processes that you wanted to do, but now you don't have to do it because it's really automated. It's basically also a different touch point, a different experience. It's all about user experience, if you remember what I mentioned before. Providing the user with a new user experience to bring them in as a client. Because as you know, MOBE is growing really, really fast. A lot of people are joining MOBE, and almost everybody is doing the same thing. Almost everybody is doing the same Facebook ads using similar images, using the same copy and headlines or similar, right? And you need to find a way, well, not now, but you basically, one of the things that you need to do once you begin to make money is to find a way to stand apart from everyone else. That's basically all about that. Now, this is another example of what you can do. So what I do is that I created a simple sequence that allows them to download a digital ticket. I created a digital ticket. It's not something that they need. It's not something that they need to present at the event in order to go in, but it's a touch point. It's instant gratification. It's something that provides an experience when they register for something. They get instant gratification in terms of they're getting a ticket. So if they bother to download the ticket, it basically means they are one step closer or stronger in attending the IMF event, right? So it's about creating that experience. And this is just I'm continuously doing tests, and this is where I put in more images to spice things up, to make things more interesting. And if you were to just use Facebook Messenger as a way to manage this conversation, you're not able to do everything that I'm showing you here. Not in this way anyway, right? Imagine the first screen is where I allow them to choose a city via buttons below. Sliding from left to right, they can choose more cities. The other alternative is I use a card system where the top row is US cities, the second row is Asian cities, the third row can be Australia and New Zealand. Like for instance, that could be the way where you just slide it left and right and you choose the cities that you wanted to register for. Okay. So on the other hand, this is another example where at the moment people comes into the system, we have a welcome message, and the moment they click on, for instance, Auckland, and they are being presented with the Auckland image, as well as all the information about the location and the date and the timing. Everything is presented here. Now there is a very powerful message that I want to pass here, that if you don't know, I will tell you about it in a little while, because this basically cuts a process to be even simpler. I will show you that later. So the next thing I wanted to show, I'm basically done with the last part. Let me recap. The first leverage system that you can do is your numbers. Is being self-aware of where you're good at, and doing that so that you're passionate about what you do every single day. That gets you going to build your business no matter what. The second thing that you can leverage is the numbers, and the third thing you can leverage is Time Freedom Workshop using messenger marketing. Okay, so I'm going back to here, which is my execution. I'm going to next show you what I'm doing as an inspiration to what's available to you when you proceed further into your journey. Um, don't do all this first because these are, like I say, advanced. Make money first with whatever is given to you by a coach or by a mentor, because usually those funnels are proven to work. Just learn the proper way of doing whatever you need to do in order to make sale, or rather plug the people or your leads or your registration into the MOBE ecosystem. That's all you need to learn to do, and make some money first. Once you do that, once you have done that, then take some time to learn the next level skill set, because there's no two ways about it. You have to learn a new skill set in this industry, because if you don't bother to learn a new skill set, someone else will bother, and they're going to do a lot better than you. So this is what I have been experimenting, testing, and doing, my execution. Okay, it's all about you just think about that, advertisement, putting up campaigns, doing promotion. What are we trying to do? We're basically trying to get the attention of our audience, of our targeted audience. It's all about getting their attention at the lowest cost possible, and also doing that while standing out from the sea of noise, because otherwise you are just one of the noise. Everyone else is doing the same thing. So it's about standing out. So this is my flow. The most basic thing is Facebook integrated with the JSON scripts from a third-party chatbot to create an ad or a campaign. From here, we basically drive the traffic to register for an IMF event using a landing page. From the landing page, of course, we drive them to the thank you page. And the moment they registers with us, it goes into my autoresponders. Okay. And from the autoresponders, it basically will kick out a welcome email and other whatever necessary supporting emails to the registrants. From there, what I can do next is that I can point them to another chatbot for them to download the digital ticket. From there, it will get pushed to the I Am Freedom workshop. Okay, go back. And then the other shortcut is I can go straight into my custom landing page, automated landing page that I've shown you earlier on, using the chatbot alone. From here, if they need to know more information about the events, they can always come here, because there's only so much information you can push through. The landing page allows me to put a little bit more detail on the event. And these are the screens that show you in a little bit more detail what I mean. You start off with an ad. It goes to a landing page. From the landing page, I push them to the landing page of my chatbot, where within the chatbot they would do registration, automated registration. That's why I call it the registration bot. From here, I push them back to the thank you by giving them a bonus, because I want them to come back to here, because this thank you page is where I put my pixel, my Facebook pixel, and do custom conversion. I still want to track them. And there's a button little here, like I mentioned before. There's many ways to implement the chatbot, and this is one way, and this is the button within my landing page to allow them to come to here to download the digital ticket and or any other bonuses that I'm offering. From here, I'm using Zapier to pull the information from ManyChat into my Google Sheet. Okay, the Google Sheet is basically a very important process, but it's an advanced method. Normally, when you're starting out, you don't use this. You normally just push them to the registration, right? So if I were to do the Google Sheet step, the Google Sheet step, once it gets the data into here, that means everybody who registers for the event, the live event, I will be able to pull the data out and put it into my spreadsheet. From the spreadsheet, I will use Zapier to put it into my autoresponder where I will send a welcome email and a reminder email and things like that, to welcome them. And then I will do a normal manual event registration at the registration page. So this is one flow. I'm going to show you the next flow, which is going to be even simpler. Imagine this flow. Facebook ads without anything else, without even the JSON integration. You can do traffic, you can do conversions, you can do anytime leads ads that just allows them to click on the button on the ad and goes into my landing page registration chatbot, fully automated. From here, I will use the Zapier to pull data into my autoresponder. This is as per normal. And of course, then I will go into the I'm Freedom workshop to do manual registration. And if they need more information, because we are basically dealing with many different types of people, some people just guess it. Maybe they have gone through the same ads before. They know what they know enough to make an informed decision that they are interested to register for the workshop. So they will just do the registration at this stage. But there are also a group of people who just want, tell me more, give me more information. I don't have enough information from the chatbot to decide whether I want to go or not. So I will provide them with a link to go to the landing page or my capture page where I have full information. I will show you my custom landing page later. And it is from here that I also have another button. When they're ready to register, I will move them back here to do registration automatically. Okay, so this is what's possible. Okay, visualization. So look at Facebook ads. From the Facebook ads over here, I will move them to the chatbot automated registration. From here, I use Zapier to put the data into Google Sheet, and then I put the data into autoresponder, and then I'll do a manual registration over here. Now, why is let me go back. Why is Google Sheets important? As a beginner, you probably don't need this because you can just redirect people to the registration page and let them do the registration themselves. Then it is all automated. You don't need to track anything. MOBE will send them reminders. MOBE will take care of follow-ups. Okay, that's the easiest way to start as a beginner. But you also need to consider doing manual, meaning you need to capture that into a Google Sheet, because with the Google Sheet, you know exactly who registers. And then then you have to come and go into the I'm Freedom Workshop registration page and do a manual input so that you register every individual manually. Okay, and from there you check your back office and you will see who get registered under you. And then you compare that with the list over here and you will know who did not get registered properly or whom you have registered but it doesn't show up on your back office. And then you can check with support. Because if you don't have the process, you don't even know which registrations did not show up in your back office. And if you imagine, if you have 100 registration and 3 missing registrations, and this one of them goes diamond, there will be $20,000. And that $20,000 of possibility makes it worthwhile to do this step. Just keep that in your mind. Okay, so this is the illustrations of the simpler flow number 2, where oh no, this is my funnel. This is my custom funnel. Now, one of the thing that I do very well is funnel hacking. I can build my own funnels. This is pretty much second nature to me. So I've basically created my own custom funnel. One of the comments that I get a lot as engagement from my ads is that, oh no, another same ads and different, so from so many different people, those comments that I get, it gives people a little bit of doubt because they see the same ad from so many different people and they started thinking why such thing happens. They don't understand how the industry works. So basically, I created custom funnels, my own funnel, just to stand apart from everyone else, so that it looks completely different, and I don't have the issue anymore with how come my ad looks exactly like everyone else's. Okay. And this is an automated registration where the moment they come into the chatbot, they're given a welcome message, and they're also given a choice to select the city. And then once the registration proper kicks in, I will ask them to give me their email address, the phone number, and the session they wanted, and the timing that they're interested in. So once that is done, I will complete the process and will give them a thank you pitch, a thank you message, and that's it. Okay, confirmation. So that's my automated registration. And the other good thing about messaging platform is that I have many ways of being informed when someone completes the registrations. One of the ways is that on the homepage of my phone, I know when someone completes the rest. Even begin, I can set things up that I get notification when they begin the registration, given me their email, so that I know that email goes into my autoresponder, or only when they have completed the registration. So it's very powerful. And this is another way, and this is actually the chat, the messaging platform that I get a confirmation from, and I also get an email confirmation if I so desired. And this is a sample reminder message that I can broadcast to everyone, and it's so simple to do. Before this, I have been using texting platform. I have been using manual emailing, and it's really a hassle, and it's tedious, and it's really a lot of work, especially if you have a long list of registrations. So now all I need to do is select the appropriate tag, create the custom message, and bam, it's all done, all automatically within ManyChat. And I want to show you the apps that I'm using for mobile business management, meaning on my mobile, I can do a lot of things. For instance, the ads app over here allows me to monitor my ads. It allows me to see how much I have spent, to edit my ads, to change my budget, to turn on and turn off certain campaigns and things like that. And the second thing, this is basically allows me to monitor the conversation that's going on. And the last thing that it also, this is the second one, the Facebook page app. The Facebook page app allows me to do this one. Oops, let me go back. Allows me to do this, monitoring the conversation, as well as on both messaging and Facebook. When if someone makes a comment, I can monitor it straight away over here, as well as for me to even test and preview the ads that I create on Facebook ads. It even allows me to basically see how it actually looks like, and allows me to create custom post on my business page, and allows me again to promote it by boosting that particular post. Okay, so the other app that I have is Publisher. And Publisher is basically has offers, and it allows me to quickly log in and see on a daily basis, weekly basis, on the current month, what sales I made. Really quick, because if I were to go to the website and have to log in and things like that, it takes a long time. This is a very quick app for me to check my sales and my commission. Now wallet is basically the wallet that is connected, or representative of the e-wallet that we have. It basically allows me to check the commission that comes in, and even I can do transferring of money of the funds from the e-wallet to my bank. Okay, so the XE currency is useful when I want to convert one currency to another, and then the time buddy is really useful because we have different timings from all over the world when it comes to webinar and training and things like that. So it allows me to quickly check what is my local time, and I can put everything in my calendar. Okay, and the rest, this is MailChimp, this is Aweber, and this is texting application that I was using before. And testing application doesn't work very well. I've been banned several times, and it's not funny. And the closing is that I want to share with you 3 interesting exchanges that I've had. You'll come across things like this. Ad is in English, selected language as English, but I still get people who doesn't speak English and insisting to communicate in their language. It is a little bit funny. And what I normally do is I use Google Translate to know what they're trying to say. And normally in this case they don't really respond. It's just interesting to see how people come into contact with us. The second one is this is a strange scenario where this guy is totally drunk. He even admitted that he's drunk at the bottom, and he's just talking nonsense. And the third one, another interesting thing is that she said she wasn't interested. So I said, just unsubscribe. So she did unsubscribe. But the moment she unsubscribed, she resubscribed again. And really, I don't know what she wants. She didn't end up registering for anything. She just doesn't want to get out of the conversation. Okay, so that's it. Now to Q&A. This is where I get to answer your questions. Please post it up. Matt will feed me the questions. Matt, I'm ready.
Awesome. Yeah. So we do have a couple questions coming in. Thanks, Peter. That was so everybody who's in here. I'm thinking back on this, thinking if I was new to this company, I would literally just feel like I opened my mouth and just had a fire hose just straight in. Now, here's the cool part. There is a ton of content, and Peter, the comments here are coming in, just amazing content. And I actually have some people messaging me privately elsewhere that are also saying that this is so amazing. I want to do this.
Cool.
Everybody who's watching this is going to be replayed, and I'm going to probably talk Peter into putting some of these scripts that he uses into a PDF potentially, or at least some good examples that you can try out. So just know that we will definitely put that on. I think we're going to have quite a few questions coming in here, so stick around. This is the good stuff where you can get that kind of stuff. So okay, so people are trying to understand here a little bit. Just there's a lot of info, and I can probably help a little bit with this as well. But with ManyChat, people are trying to understand the messages aspect of it. So does it function like an autoresponder is kind of the question. Is it essentially a glorified autoresponder? When some, how do they get to messaging your bot, and how long of sequences can you have? That kind of thing.
Okay. You can look at it in many ways. One of them is as an supplementary autoresponder to your email autoresponder. You can do that because what's available to you is that you can create a sequence that goes out day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. Very similar to your autoresponders. Okay, that's one of the function. You can do that. But the thing is, remember that this is a conversation. You cannot put too long a text like you can in an email. So make this conversational because you are basically just connecting with another individual. You are not trying to sell them something. That's important to know. That's one way, okay? And then there's another way. How long you can do is totally up to you. You can create one very long sequence, but I don't recommend you to do that because the moment you need to change something in the middle and things get broken, you have a hard time reconnecting things. You can create different modules. That means shorter sequences, separate sequences. Like for instance, I have a welcome message sequence, I have a registration sequence, I have a download digital ticket sequence, like that. So I connect them all together so that whenever I need to update a certain things, I only update the smaller package, a smaller module. It's all interchangeable, it's all modular. You can connect them to each other. Does that answer the question?
Got it. Yes. Yep. And so, so there is a lot of power in here, but there's also, I'll just give you all a little tip. You don't want to, for instance, if you put somebody through your affiliate marketing offer on Facebook or whatever, you put them through kind of a Wi-Fi millionaire system offer, right, to the 21 steps, and you have 300 autoresponder emails loaded in your follow-up series, and they're going to just start plowing out. You will not use Facebook ManyChat like that. It's a little more in-depth. You want to be asking questions as if it's a, as if it's a real relationship. It's very different functionally that way. So just, if you plan on loading in a sequence where you have 100 messages where you're just constantly following up with these people, that's not exactly probably the route you want to go here. So just proceed with a little bit of caution there, and plenty of training is available to you from places like ManyChat to kind of teach and instruct you on that specific process. Can you, Peter, just real quick, for instance, a bot like ManyChat, what's the cost on that? I think it's free for a certain amount of users, but do you happen to know that offhand?
Yes, I do. It's totally free. The only thing difference is that if you want certain pro services or pro growth tools, professional tools, the fees is only $10 a month. So it's super cheap. You know one
Very
of the
cheap. Yep.
one of the interesting things is that this has a potential to totally replace my ClickFunnels as the capture page, including registration.
Yes,
It's
so that's a great point, and I'd like to emphasize on just how powerful this is, because I feel like there's a lot of content there, and there's so much power in this, because essentially you can put out an ad that goes into the home, like the home part of somebody's Facebook Messenger, and says, hey, whatever your name is, are you interested in my ebook, whatever, blah, 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 or hey, here's 3 tips on blah, blah, blah. And you can market to them inside of their messenger. And essentially, if they respond and say yes, you're signing them up onto a sequence, which is essentially a list. You can build your own list inside of this whole thing, which is really, really powerful. Not only replacing, potentially your capture page, potentially your autoresponder as well, because these open rates, I've also tested this, 95% for me on most of my stuff, open rates wise. Click-through rates are really high as well. So it's definitely on the forefront of where all of this is heading in terms of that. We had a little moment in the industry where it seemed like text messaging, SMS marketing was going to be this. Flopped completely. This will not flop like that. This is very, very different and way more intuitive. So, okay, so let's keep this rolling. Essentially, one really good question that I wanted to know, you had mentioned in some part of this in passing, somebody asked about it. Did you say that you were banned from something for using ManyChat too many times, or what was that comment?
Oh no, not ManyChat. What happens is that there was, like you say, there was a moment where SMS texting is the in thing, because we basically need to test whatever form of communication to reach out to the audience, to the lead, to have a connection with them, to do reminders, to say hello, as a additional touch point. I started with using several applications, and they did not work out. And then I went into, let me just go back to the screen that I want to show you, which is this screen. You remember this Text Plus? This has been useful for a little while. It allows me to get a free US numbers, and it's useful, and I want to communicate with the US audience. But the problem is, if I have 100 over people that I need to communicate and do a reminder, of course, I'm going to send the same messages to all of them. But this vendor will come back and tell me that you have been sending the same message to too many people, and I tag you as spam, so they suspended my account one time. So I appeal, they open up again, and I do the same thing. And I'm just trying to just change a little word here and there, and every time I send out, same thing, I still get suspended because it's still considered a spam. So it didn't work out long run. And plus, I cannot communicate with any other countries. So the problem is I'm having an issue with having one platform to communicate to unlimited numbers of countries. Then I went to an online solution which is called MessageBird. Now, MessageBird I'm still using. It's really good. It allows me to really communicate via text to a lot of other countries. So you should try that. MessageBird, it's not free. You have to pay for it. But MessageBird is also there are many times where I send a message out, it does not go through, and it just doesn't. I don't know why. I have no idea why, and I still need to create the message. I still need to copy and paste a whole list of numbers and put it into a certain a box before I can send out. Now, it's a lot of work. It's tedious compared to what I can do right now with ManyChat, where I just select a tag, like for instance, those who completed registration for the IMF event and those who completed the registration for the city of Auckland. I just do a broadcast and it goes out to all these people who are active and subscribe, and bam, everybody gets the message.
Right.
So it's really effective.
Yes,
and easy.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. That's a very powerful thing. Is so you bring these people in. This is also not particular to the IMF, but the IMF is really a part of your particular strategy. So saying the IMF comes in, and these people, the first thing that is asked is, what city are you? What city are you closest to? Do you live nearest to? When they select that, boom, immediately he puts a little tag. Imagine, a product on the shelf at some big box store or something. He walks up to it and slaps a little label on it that says, Boston or New York City or Singapore. And so now when he comes back to this, he can literally log into his ManyChat, open up a new broadcast just like you would in Aweber, MailChimp, any of your email things. And then he can just say, I just want the people with the tag of Boston. And he'll send out a message in their Facebook Messenger saying, hey, by the way, tomorrow is the free 2-hour workshop. I have a ticket and a seat reserved for you. Are you going to make it? And so he can follow up with them in a way where in email marketing, say your open rates are anywhere from 10 to 20%. His open rates in most cases from this type of marketing is closer to 90 to 100% open rates. So that's kind of the big power of that. Are there other ways, Peter, to use the chatbot other than Facebook Messenger, or is that kind of the primary venue?
Right now, I'm just focusing on the live events. But you are right in your examples given just now. There's no limitation to it. Whatever you can think of, you can just build.
Got it. So, but when you're using ManyChat, can ManyChat be used on different platforms than Facebook Messenger, or is it particular to Facebook?
No. When there's something that is called a button, this basically a widget, is a piece of code. You can bring that code and put it in your website if you have a website. For instance, there's one example. Or you can build it in such a way there's a drop-down panel that comes down from your website or any other landing pages that you want to use. Or it can come on as a form of a pop-up. Or another way is that you can just build a landing page. That means once you build a landing page, you will have a URL. You're given a URL, and all you need to do, if you're good at one-on-one or you're good at just Facebook sharing, you just share that URL, and people will go to the URL, and they go through this automated sequence. It doesn't need to be IMAP. It can be 21 steps. It can be anything else.
Yep. So you can literally have a landing page that is, rather than a name and email, what it says is there's a little button that says Messenger, and they click on it, and it kind of takes them into the Messenger app and launches this little sequence deal. So, Peter, does the message, this is a great question from Nicole, does the message go to the other inbox, which can be overlooked?
What inbox? Are you talking about other platforms?
So
It's basically Messenger.
In your Facebook Messenger, if somebody who isn't your friend messages you, there's kind of an other folder where that won't come up in your main messages.
No, I have no problem with that, because
Nicole,
your account is associated or linked with your fan page or your business page. Nowadays, they don't call it fan page; it's a business page. So the moment this kicks a message to the audience, it is from your business page. So you're communicating that to them with your business page and not your personal profile. Two different things. But the important thing is this: with your business page, you have certain rules that you need to follow, because you cannot exceed certain things. If they don't opt in, you cannot communicate with them. But you already know who they are. You can use a personal profile to reach out, and that's very powerful. That's very interesting. Okay, and there's also two ways to send a message or broadcast or whatever. There's one message that you can send out with notification. That means there's a thing, on your phone that people knows. But you don't want to keep sending too many pings. You can send silent push-out messages as well. So whenever they open up their phone, the next time they will see a message waiting for them without being notified.
Yes, perfect. And yeah, sorry I interrupted, but to reiterate, I've done a lot of testing with this and never had that issue either. I think the issue is when it's from people, and this in particular is coming directly from a Facebook fan page that they have had to. So in order for them to get this, they've had to initiate. So it's not a cold calling sort of thing, cold messaging kind of thing. They've had to initiate it, and so that's kind of bypassed there.
Yes.
How do you monitor your conversation?
Before you go on,
ahead.
if you look at my screen right now, the second sample is I'm Freedom Workshop. That is an example of a landing page, and they have to specifically click on that little button in order to get into the sequence. Okay, and then on top of that, let me show you another screen. And this is interesting because they have to purposely respond to that questions. Just give me a moment. Okay, here we go. For instance, you look at this, right? This is the first message that they get. And in order for them to get into the subscription of the chatbot, they have to click on something. It can be like that, or it can be just a simple sequence like this. Let me just show you another sample. Over here, this is my JSON. Okay, so I have a very simple message, and usually the very first message that you send them to is only not more than 150 characters, and the way to do it is we ask the questions so that they can click on the button to proceed. If they don't click, they are protected. We cannot continue to communicate with them. You cannot use your messenger to send them any messages. Facebook will block them, block your messages. The only way that you can continue to communicate with them is for them to respond to a question over here. The moment they click, then it goes to the second stage. That means they have subscribed to your chatbot, and you can continue your communication. That's one of the protection measures that has been built in by Facebook.
Yes. Yep. And how do you monitor your conversations? So if you're running, say, $500 worth of ads a day, to all of these different things, and you got people responding or people asking questions or whatever. How are you going about monitoring that? How do you do that?
Okay, the first thing you will know is that how many people register. So, sorry, let me go back to, it's not shown here. Like for instance, you look at your Facebook ads and you monitor them from either the campaigns or the ad sets, right? And you know that how many people have clicked on the button to initiate the conversation with you. So that is considered a lead. Now that doesn't mean that they will register for the event. Okay, just the lead. It's just like you're buying impression and people click on it, or sorry, you're buying clicks and people click on it and it goes into your landing page, and only a certain percentage will register, right? It's the same thing. We are paying for leads, meaning we are paying for engagement, paying for people to initiate the contact, the reply using messengers with us. So these basically clicks. So I track them with here. I track them with my Google Sheet. So I know exactly who comes in. Okay. And then from there, I look at how much I spend, and then I divide that, then I get the proper registration cost. What is being shown on Facebook ads is only leads cost. And it's usually a lot cheaper than conversions. And the important thing to know is that my open rates and my click-through rates are super high comparing to email.
Yep. Cool. Awesome. Let's see. Yeah. So I think kind of our last couple questions here are about getting just some of the scripts, or maybe seeing more up close some of just like how do you initiate the conversation, what's kind of some questions. So we'll talk about putting those in the PDFs of this course. So Debbie and Danelle, just be on the lookout for that, and I'll keep you posted. Peter, thanks for everything. That kind of is all the questions that we've got here.
Okay.
This was super, super helpful. And I think you really did a good job of can you guys just shoot in the questions box or in the chat box, just, you know, let him know that there was some value, let him know that he got that. This is going to be uploaded into Traffic Masters Academy in your MOBE office. So that will be done probably here in the next 2 weeks. And you can rewatch this over and over again. There are plenty of trainings all over the internet on how to set different ones of these up. And also, just a little pro tip, you can go into Facebook, and ManyChat has a group on Facebook where you can go in there and literally just sit and observe other people's stuff and how they're using it. I've been in there for weeks now, and I just kind of sit back and watch people who are launching incredibly detailed campaigns. And I mean, they launch multi-$100,000 webinar launches, all from Facebook bots. So it's absolutely incredible stuff. Yeah, and the PDFs will be included in there. So all of that PDF, video replay, everything will all be included in this after that. So
can I just add one note, Matt?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, cool. Again, this is advanced and it's not meant for everyone, but it is showing you what is possible, and it's really, really powerful if you know how to use it. And one of the way that you can learn quickly about how to create your own sequences is very simple. I call it the funnel hack, or you can call it the messaging hack, is to register to other leaders or influencers or coaches in the industry. A lot of them are beginning to use messaging. So when you register in one of their opt-ins, they will send you a series of messages. So all you need to do is just model after those messages that you receive over messaging. That's how you funnel hack other people.
Awesome. Well, this was really good. The consensus, I think, comment that I'm seeing is mind blown. So I think people are definitely seeing how powerful this can really be, and also helps really build relationships and everything like that. So thank you, Peter. That was absolutely phenomenal. Thanks for doing that, and I think everybody got a ton of value from this. So we're gonna wrap up, everybody. Peter, can you just scroll down and show them kind of where they can contact you, just in case people want to be able to contact you? Peter Chow at ptrchw.com, remove the vowels. ptrchw.com. You know, you can just go search him on Facebook, look him up. That's kind of how you can find just about everybody. So, and we'll put all of his details and everything as well on Traffic Masters Academy. So thanks, Peter. We're going to wrap up. Thanks for everybody who stuck around. I know you got plenty of value, and yeah, let's go ahead and rock it.
Thank you. You guys are awesome. I'm grateful. Thank you.
See ya.